Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. It's Thursday, May 7th, 2020. Good morning. Let's see if I'm really live here. Hope everybody's having a great day. I think it's pretty nice weather outside today here in Texas. But I haven't really been outside too much. Hey, everybody. Good morning. So today, just to warn you, everything I show you is going to be up here is going to be backwards. Is that backwards? I think it is. Yes. Because Facebook, good morning, Rhonda and Linda, Christine, hey, good to see you guys. Anyway, Facebook is, when you click the button to make it not backwards, not mirror, Pam. Anyway, it turns the whole screen green right now, at least on my iPhone. So, thank you, Rhonda. Good morning, everybody. My name's Jennifer Cotton. If you're just joining, if you're joining for the first time, or maybe because your friend shared this and now you're seeing this, I'm Jennifer Cotton, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas. I teach card making, scrapbooking, home decor, all kinds of things that you can do and make with rubber, stamps, ink, and paper. So that's what I'm all about. I do, of course, sell the products that I'm going to show today. So if you're interested, feel free to click on my store and purchase them. I have ordering specials and all kinds of stuff, which I'll tell you about soon. And thank you guys for your support, because this is my full-time job and business. So I appreciate it. Okay, let me catch up here as you guys have come on. Good morning, Linda and Barbara. Pam, I'm glad you're not, or I've saved you from your boredom. Good morning, Carol. Good to see you. And thank you for sharing, Rhonda, already. Hey, Pam in North Carolina. Hey, Linda. Sharon, good morning. Good to see you. Thanks for sharing, Pam. Good morning, Martha. And thanks for sharing, Linda. Hey, Landa. Good to see you. Amy, Mary, Sharon in Ohio. Good morning. I was about to say Idaho. Thanks for sharing, Sharon. Linda, good. I'm glad you're here on time. Good morning, Shirley and Cindy. Thanks for sharing, Shirley. I'm going to share with you guys a few cards, 3 or 4 cards here that I've received in the mail lately. Isn't this adorable? So adorable. This is from Linda. It says, stay safe. And then on the inside, it says, until there's a cure, the struggle is real. So, and those are, I believe, from 2 different stamp sets, those 2 greetings. And this was an alphabet. She made her own greeting. So awesome. These are the rain boots from Paper Pumpkin a couple months ago. So cute. And I had to explain to Isabel that this is the virus. Anyway, also, I got this one, I believe, from Linda, sorry, which is Oma's sister. Very cute. And that's from uses part of a Paper Pumpkin kit. And then I got this one from my friend Genevieve in Canada. And she put a sticky note in there, so that means I can reuse this card, which is always awesome. And she wrote a note. But that's from one of our little note cards that are retiring. They're colored note cards. So thank you guys for the cards. I love it. Awesome. And just to share a little, sunshine with you guys, as Stampin' Up! Would say. Y'all are coming on quick. So thanks for sharing, Cindy. Good morning, Pam and Stacy. Good to see you guys. Thank you for sharing, Mary. Sorry. Sharon, I agree. That rainbow card is super cute. Okay, so I hope everybody's staying safe and healthy. Also entertained, as you said. Good morning, Carrie. Yes, Linda, everybody in this Facebook Live is safely 6 feet or more apart. Okay, so as y'all come on, as everyone's been saying hi, good morning, Darla, you're going to be entered to win a class kit, which is going to be mailed out this week to people who ordered from me online last month with my special. But you're going to be mailed, if you win, for saying hi. You'll be entered to win a class kit to make these 4 cards with the oh darn, why am I blinking out? Layered with Kindness stamp set. Again, this is backwards because Facebook is messed up right now for me. I'm going to have to flip my phone when I point it down so it won't be backwards. So I'm going to have to, you're going to see the ceiling for a minute, but that's another story. Okay, so this card, there's 4 of them. That one. And last but not least, this one. Good morning, everybody. Thank y'all for coming on. Here's the class kit. This is also being mailed this week to everyone who ordered online with me with the monthly host code for last month for the online ordering special with $25 or more in orders. And if it was $50 or more, you're also getting a sheet of the rhinestone jewels. Not $50 or more, then you get the packet and still good. So let me show you how the packets come. Everything's punched, die cut, embossed that we possibly can. You just stamp and assemble. So try to keep them in the same order. Landa put them in for me. Thank you, Landa. So you see, everything's done for you. All you literally do is stamp and glue together. And there's the card bases. You get a PDF tutorial telling you how to do that. There's also a thank you card in there, which are not over here, but they're really cute. I should have brought it. Karen made those for me. So anyway, if you went for today's, I was going to say phone call, for today's commenting on this video, that's the kit you're going to get mailed to you. There will be a PDF tutorial with all the instructions. Thank you, guys. Then if you share the video, you'll get entered into a different drawing for a different prize. And today, that prize is the Ornate Thanks stamp set. Ooh, exciting. It's a photopolymer set. It's in a pre-order right now. It's in a sneak peek, I should say. So you can order this right now. Customers can as well. But that is my prize for this week for sharing the video. And if you share, make sure you comment that you shared, because we don't always, in Facebook, they don't always say who all shared the videos. But like Sherry just did, thank you. She commented, two Sherrys just commented that they shared the video, and that's what will get you entered into that drawing. And when you share or comment, it helps me, so I appreciate you guys, and that's why I do some prizes. And Isabel's been helping me keep up with that a little bit better, and so they're getting drawn and mailed a little bit sooner than I usually do. I'm catching up here. Stephanie, good morning. Thank you, Cindy. Good morning, Mary Ann and Pat. I've already talked to Pat this morning. We were talking about our pre-orders. Thank you, Carrie. Good morning, Charlotte and Sherry and Pam Martinez. Hey, Sherry in Hamlin, New York. Jackie, good morning. Magnolia Designer Paper. Linda says is her favorite. Hey, Veronica. And, okay, I think I caught up there a little bit. Pam, are you paying her? Supposedly I am paying her, Pam. But she's doing a lot of work for me right now, not just that. My daughter's home from college, as most kids are if they were in college. Thank you, Linda, and good morning, Janet. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to jump in. This is my monthly news and stamping. I actually have gotten all the projects for this month's classes designed, so I'm going to show you some sneak peeks and tell you about the classes that you can take this month. They are all offered to go only. There is no live events this month, so anyone who lives in the United States can take any of these classes. If it's confusing what I'm offering, just ask me privately. I mean, you can ask on here too, but you know, if you hear all this and you're like, what? Just ask me privately. There's 4 class offerings. I had 6, but the other 2 bonus ones are sold out. So there's 4 class offerings. You could take 1, 2, 3, or 4. If you take all 4, for example, you pay shipping 1 time. If you need that, you can also pick it up from my house. 2 are a flat rate and 2 are free with an order. So, you know, it's a little confusing, but it's converting my live stuff to go, so it's a little complicated. Linda, I'm glad you like looking at all my pretty stuff behind me. Lots of Stampin' Up! Memories up there, so a lot of that's like really old and retired, and lots of it's gifts I've received from other demonstrators, customers, and Stampin' Up! Okay, so the first class is card class. We are going to make 4 cards using the Love What You Do stamp set, which I believe is retiring. I forgot to verify that with myself, but I'm pretty sure it's retiring. I've got my catalog, my old catalog here that's all marked up with what's retiring. So you can go to the index in the back and find Love What You Do. It's on page 148, I believe, if my eyesight's not messing with me. Thank you for sharing, Stephanie. Nope, my eyesight must be messing with me. It's 140 something. Unless it's really bad. There we go, 143. It is retiring. Love What You Do. Actually, everything on this page is retiring on these 2 pages, and we're also using Capture the Good in one of my classes. Also retiring. So what that means is if you want that stamp set, get it now. I love this stamp set. I love this image with the background water wash, whatever, watercolor wash, and it has really great sayings in it as well. So all 4 cards are going to use that. So do you want to see all 4 cards? Of course you do. They are, in my opinion, super cute. Let's just get a sneak peek. So you can take this class. It is 4 cards for $15 or free with a minimum $20 order. So how does that work? You first need to RSVP, even if you place the order, and that doesn't count as my monthly host code special. That's different. So you need the host code that I will give you when you register for the class. And then you need to register for the class, and then you need to go online and place an order. Or if you're going to pay the $15 fee to get the 4 class packets, which are basically just like this one, you know, everything's cut and ready for you to stamp and I got a weird text, stamp and assemble with that one stamp set. I got distracted by that text. What was I going to say? If you're going to pay the $15 fee, register, say you're taking card class, pay for shipping if you want, and then I'll invoice you the $15. Hopefully that makes sense. Now, I have some extra benefits to this class this month. I am going to do a Zoom party, which is optional. You can take the class and not do Zoom. Zoom is free, by the way. It's free for you. I pay for Zoom so that I can bring it to you over an hour if I choose, over 40 minutes for free. So you do not have to pay for Zoom to join someone else's Zoom. I've had that question. Anyway, the party will be before you will have received your kit in the mail, but it's really just so I can give you tips. It'll be recorded so I can share it with you later, tips on the projects. And more importantly, it is so we can just connect for a little bit. So it may not be super long, but anyway, the Zoom party for card class is Saturday, May 16th at 9 a.m. Central Time. And that's free with your registration. And then if you decide to get the class free with an order and it's $50 or more, I will ship your packet to you free. You don't have to pay the shipping. Okay, RSVP by May 14th for that one. And then if you're a local customer, another benefit is I have, and I showed this last time, I did it last month, but I forgot to bring those tubs over here right now. They're like across the room. But I have a plastic container with all the stamps, ink, let me look at the cards. Whatever you need, glue dots. If it's, this card class does not need a big shot. You won't need one. However, if you need to die cut something, the dies will be in there, and so on, that you can check out for 24 hours. And there's a link to do that in my customer email as well. So any questions on that, let me know. Next is scrapbook class. We're going to use Capture the Good, which is retiring. Sad, sad. And it's so cute. Like, it's so cute. So, and we're doing, I'll show you the pages, but it's like a Father's Day theme. Okay, so for scrapbook class, you make 3 12 by 12 pages, $15, free with a minimum $20 order. Exact same, everything as card class I just told you. Same price structure. If you take both, you pay 1 shipping. If you place a $50 or more order, free shipping. If you can pay $15, like it's all the same. Everything I just said. I'm trying to read my notes. Oh, there's a Zoom party for this one too. These are the only two with Zoom parties this month. And this one is the same day, Saturday, May 16th, 1 p.m. Central Time. So every month we make 3 pages. So last month we made this page, April Showers. We made that last month. This month we're making these 3 pages. Spring May Flowers. So you do, the only stamping in this, if you get it to go, obviously you have to, is these 2 flowers here. So if you don't own that stamp set, which is Dressed to Impress, you can substitute a flower, or you can even leave it off and the page is still cute. Then we're making 2 Father's Day pages, in my opinion. And you can just leave off Happy Father's Day if you don't want or need Father's Day. They're just, really, they can be for anything if you leave off the Father's Day. The colors are masculine, but women, and you could put black and white photos on this, so it can totally be feminine or masculine. So those are the pages. Again, we die cut, emboss everything we can for you. There's a ton of it on these pages that we're going to pre-do for you. So you will not have to own any dies. The only thing, really, there's nothing. It's all going to be done for you on those. You're just going to stamp and assemble with your Capture the Good stamp set. Okay? RSVP by May 14th for that one. Next, sampler class. So we're going to use To a Wild Rose, which is gorgeous. I believe not retiring, but the bundle is retiring. So you can't get the 10% off the stamp set and dies after June 3rd. So if you want that bundle, get it now. But all you need to complete your class is the stamp set. Again, we pre-die cut and emboss everything we can. And then if, for example, there is this flower in this one that you need to stamp first and then die cut out. So if you don't own the dies, you hand cut it out. So let me give you a sneak peek of this gorgeous sampler. It's so gorgeous. Well, in my opinion, it's so gorgeous. So there you go. So you can take this sampler class. This is a flat fee, meaning it's not free with an order. It's $28 for $20 worth of merchandise, 20 bucks worth of stuff. Everything you saw, cut, embossed, die cut, unless you need to stamp it first, ready for you to stamp and assemble with your To a Wild Rose stamp set. It's $28. RSVP deadline is May 11th, so a little earlier than the other one. Again, anywhere in the U.S., because we mail the kit to you, you stamp and assemble at home. All of these include a PDF tutorial, by the way. Thank you, Marianne. And my team, by the way, as a side note, since I don't know why, but Marianne saying that made me think of it, they get all 4 tutorials for free each month on our team Facebook group. And there is a tub checkout option for all 4 of these classes if you're a local customer. So you can, if you don't own the stamps or the ink colors or whatever, you can check that out. And last but not least is Stamp-A-Stack. I sent a sneak peek of this, but I think I'm going to take a new sneak peek picture because I don't think it did these cards justice. I think they're really pretty. But anyway, the way I took it, I don't know. But you're going to make 12 cards for $30, and that's going to include $20 in merchandise. So some designer paper, some ribbon, and some gems. So this was my favorite from them. But you're going to make, I only have 2 of each, but you're going to make 3 of each. So, really pretty cards, really pretty designer paper. And the stamp set is called Butterfly Wishes. And it looks like this. And this is a stamp set, I think, now I'm blanking out. Anyway, it's a stamp set I've never used before. I do not think it's retiring, but let me triple check. Butterfly Wishes, page 18. Yeah, it's not retiring. So it's still available, of course, and it will still be available. But it's one I've personally never used before. I actually just ordered it to do this class with because I thought it would go great with the Ornate Garden designer paper, which you're getting half a pack of that with your fee. So that class is $30. It includes $20 in merchandise. Everything. You do cut your designer paper on these classes. I was like, it is not what, Pam? But I think you mean it's not retiring. Yes, thank you. So you that's the only thing you cut is your designer paper, and they're always simple cuts, you know, 2 3/4 inch square or whatever. But besides that, we'll cut, emboss, die cut, whatever we need to for your 12 cards. That'll be packaged up, very obvious which set is which card. And it'll be ready for you to stamp and assemble. Deadline for that is May 11th. I do have the ink colors I'm using for all these listed in my emails and other like in my customer VIP group and stuff. I just haven't posted sneak peeks yet and that info on the card and scrapbook because I just finished those last night, so that'll be coming later. But any questions on any of this, just let me know. I don't know where I put my paper. There it is. Okay. So you, of course, can sign up for my email mailing list. There'll be a link in this video. Once it's finished, I'll update the description, or you can contact me to sign up for my emails, but that's how you get all the links to sign up for all of this stuff. Just a reminder, you have until Monday, May 11th to sign up for my retreat in a box. It's amazing. I'm just saying, April and I did our call this week and planned out all the gifts, which are going to be awesome. The bag, there's no dies, Sharon, for Butterfly Wishes, but I actually did not realize myself that there's 2 butterflies in the set that match our butterfly punch. Not all of the butterflies have a punch, but 2 of them do. It's 1 punch that has 2 butterflies on it. So no dies, but there is a butterfly punch. Okay, retreat in a box. We planned all our gifts, and they are awesome, of course, as always. I think there's 5 or 6 gifts, plus your bag, plus the $50 in merchandise. What else? I have to look at my notes. A chance to win prize. I don't know where I have it written here. Oh, make and takes, of course. There are 8 make and takes, scrapbook pages, sampler, and cards, and a container for your cards, like a card holder. So lots of make and takes with PDF tutorials. Everything's cut. Landa's actually doing it right now. It's cut, embossed. Of course, if we add on people, we'll just cut more. So you can register for that. It's $90, including shipping, and including $50 in merchandise, and the make and takes, and the bag, and the gifts, and so on. And then when you register for that, you can add on some optional classes if you want. We are using for retreat make and takes ornate style stamp set and So Sentimental bundle. And ornate style is the one you can order early from the catalog now. I have my flyers for it somewhere here. Oh, and then that's ornate style, and So Sentimental is in the mini catalog. And then the 4 optional classes that you can add on are using different stamp sets. So we have, and I've shown sneak peeks of all of this in previous Facebook Lives if you want to see that. Okay, so the 4 classes that are optional to add on are $30 each. They each include $20 in merchandise at least. We have the Magnolia Lane Memories and More card class. You're going to make 10 cards that are 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. So they're a little bigger than the standard ones we make. And you're going to get, again, 20 in merchandise, make 10 cards, and have lots of Memories and More cards left over to make more stuff with. My By the Dock card class, I love these cards. They're masculine, but they're just really nice, like tranquil cards in my opinion. You're going to make 10 cards, 5 designs, 2 of each. Again, on all these we cut, punch, whatever we can, emboss, all that. And then April's Under My Umbrella sampler class, $20 in merchandise. You're going to make a sampler. Everything will be cut, embossed, punched that can. And last but not least, April's To a Wild Rose class. So if you liked the To a Wild Rose stuff I showed you already, you can get even more in this class. And it's scrapbook pages and cards. So any questions on that, let me know. Our crafting cruise is coming up. I've got my cruise shirt on again. I think I wear this shirt every time I do Facebook Live. I always wear one of my pink shirts, which is my theme. But anyway, I spoke with Royal Caribbean yesterday. They are extremely they said we're doing it, but you know, but they're extremely positive that we're having a cruise in October. The cruise is October 25th through November 1st on Liberty of the Seas out of Galveston, Texas. It's so much fun. We're going to Grand Cayman, Cozumel, and Falmouth, Jamaica. I did a frequently asked questions back in February, and I have a link to that video in the description that I'll post later. And our group rate is currently cheaper than the other group rates, the other sales, I'm sorry, that Royal Caribbean is offering to anyone. So basically, we're the cheapest, and you can use our group rate even if you don't do the stamping portion. So you can bring whoever you want. You can tell whoever you want. If they just want to go on a cruise and get it cheaper, they don't have to do our crafting at all to use our group rate. So that's available through June 26th, and then final payment is due July 17th. And of course, unless policies change and they offer refunds or credits, whatever's necessary. Okay, Stampin' Up! Is still having the COVID give back. They have raised over $100,000 now. Sarah did a video and Stampin' Up! Has posted it, but I just forgot to write down the current amount. But it's over $100,000 that has been raised by people like you and me for purchasing this awesome download of 15 sheets of images that you can use however you want to create cards, scrapbook pages, gifts, and more. Super cute. I know it's backwards. That's because Facebook's messed up for me right now. But let's roll with it. Let's just roll with it. Wash your hands. I'd totally share my toilet paper with you. There's things about face mask and social distancing, spread joy, not germs. There's things about being 6 feet away. I know I've shown y'all this before. Oh, there's the Quarantini. It's like a normal martini, but you drink it at home alone. What a year this week has been. But here's my favorite one. So, ... I finished Netflix. Yeah. Anyway, so many cute things. You can print it as many times as you want. It's only $12. And 100% of proceeds go to 2 organizations. And when you purchase it, and it's not a purchase for me, I don't even know who purchased it, by the way. We are not notified your customer purchased this like normal things. So if you purchased it, thank you. We have no record of that. Demonstrators don't. I'm sure Stampin' Up! Does. But anyway, 100% goes to 2 organizations. When you register, you can pick which one you want to give it to, or you can split it between the 2. It's United Way's Worldwide COVID-19 Community Response and Recovery Fund. I think the other one was on this page. Or the World Health Organization's COVID Solidarity Response Fund. Okay, so those are the 2 organizations you can choose from, and you can read about them when you are purchasing it, basically. Uh-oh. Of course, now it's frozen on my iPad, but we'll see if that's happening in real life. There we go. I think we're good. Yesterday, we were doing some test Facebook Lives here, and there were many issues, so hopefully it won't be bad today. Okay. We talked about the COVID. Just a reminder, these sneak peek items you can still purchase through basically till our new catalog comes out June 3rd. And then June 3rd, you can purchase because they'll be in the new catalog. But it's a nice little sneak peek of some items coming out in our new catalog. Nice, Sharon. She likes the wish this were a real in-person hug stamp. Cute. So there's those items. If y'all have any questions on that, let me know. They're in our online stores. And of course, then there's the retiring list. So as you know, June 3rd, we get a new catalog. Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, we've seen the new catalog online. We've ordered from it starting Tuesday, select items, and our catalogs are on their way. Some people in Texas have received theirs. Those of us who haven't are like, you know, banging on the window like Mervyn's open. But yeah, yes. So, and I have ordered mine for my customers. Long distance to be mailed, and local, they're coming to me in about a week. They'll be here for you guys to pick up in person. Because Charlotte said she can't wait. That's what reminded me of that one. And it's an amazing catalog. But what I was going to say is, before that comes out, we have the retiring list. So make sure you don't miss anything that you really wanted. Some things have sold out. It's not a terrible sold out list. Anyway, but there are things that have sold out. There are many things that are discounted for great prices, great discounts. So you're going to want to check out. The easiest way is just go to my online store, click the last chance products, and you'll see all the items. And if they're on sale, you'll see that. All accessories are while supplies last. Today's May 7th. Stamps are guaranteed until May 22nd, and then they will be while supplies last. So make sure you check out or keep up with that, you know. Now, I said demonstrators can order from the new catalog now. I ordered mine, I guess, Tuesday. I paid to 2 day. Usually I 1 day, but I'm so busy right now, I knew I couldn't even get into it yesterday. So mine will be here today. There's select items we are allowed to pre-order with limits, you know, 2 of this, 1 of this, whatever. So I don't have anything new to show you yet because my order's not here yet and my catalog's not here yet, so I can't show you the cover. But there's a sneaky way you can see what I was able to pre-order, and you can get it too if you want. And that is to get our starter kit, $99. Pick 125 of anything you want, including these sneak peek pre-order items, with no obligation. You're not required to have sales, enter orders, do parties, do Facebook Lives, none of that. You just can if you choose to. So what you do, I always put instructions in the link to this video how to get the starter kit. Go here, click this, say yes, etc. So you haven't bought the starter kit until the very end. And the first thing you do is pick your product, and the last thing you do is enter your personal info. So if you want to get a sneak peek, go to my link to buy the kit, click all the boxes, and then it will come to the portion where you can order. Well, you choose your 125, and that's where you can see the new stuff. So if you do that and you have any trouble seeing it, let me know and I'll go, because I honestly haven't had time to look at it. I just know that's how it works, but I haven't looked at it since this pre-order started, and I can tell you what to type in or whatever to find those items. But there's a bunch of stuff we can order early. And of course, we've seen the new in colors. We can order certain items in the new in colors and all that stuff. Okay, so that's what's going on with that. I already told you May's Paper Pumpkin. You normally have until the 10th, but it is sold out. Paper Pumpkin is our monthly craft box in the mail. So if you want to get a surprise craft kit in the mail where you can have everything you need in the box, the stamp set, the ink, the supplies, the instructions, so adhesive, I mean everything. It's great for kids. Yeah, Marianne, it is sneaky, but it works, and it's fully legal to see the new stuff that way. What was I going to say about this? Oh, it's great for children who are bored. It's a great gift for anyone you know who's bored. Mother's Day's coming up. You can order it. Of course, you can't get May's, so you have to order. You have to wait until May 11th, and then you can sign up or purchase the one for. Sorry, my video's messing up over here. For June. So the 10th is the deadline of each month to sign up for that month's kit. So June 10th will be the deadline to get the kit in June. They are sometimes cards, usually cards, but not always. But usually, like around May 11th, they will start telling us hints about June's kit. You can purchase it as a one-time purchase, or you can subscribe and get it every month. So any questions on that, let me know. I did want to show you guys what we made at our team meeting this month, which was virtual to go. So I mailed out kits for them to stamp and assemble their own cards to make these 4 cards. Just a reminder, this is backwards today. Hopefully Facebook will have that fixed next week. these are the 4, oh, I have my measurement notes in there. I thought that was trash, and then I was like, oh wait, I need that. Anyway, every month we have optional in my team make and takes. Usually it's live, but this month it was only to go. You can always take it to go, but anyway, it was to go only, obviously. And so everything, just like my other kits, cut, punched, ready for you to stamp and assemble. Of course, they get instructions, all that stuff. So those were the make and takes. We did our meeting on Zoom, and then I want to show y'all that we also have an optional card swap. And so these are the cards that the people who chose to participate in that made, and they mailed them to me, and then I swapped them out and mailed them back to them. So card swaps is another benefit of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. It's a great way to get more ideas without having to make all the cards yourself. Sometimes the benefit is that the stamp set they used is one you don't own, or you don't know if you want to purchase. This is the winner from Mary Ann, which, because everyone in our team gets to vote on which one they like best, and then they win $20 in merchandise from me. So cute. I'm showing, if they had something on the inside, I'm showing that. They don't all. I think this one does not. Yeah. So cute though. And last but not least. So that's another perk of being a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, is those card swaps. Okay, so my demonstrator gathering, the next one will be Saturday, June 6th. If you're in our team at that time, you can join us. We are going to still try to do it live. I've reserved my meeting space again. And when we do it live, we stream it on Facebook Live. When we can't meet at all, we do it on Zoom. So it'll depend. But if you want to get info on joining my team, just let me know. Anyone in the U.S. can join Stampin' Up! Again, with no obligation. Half the people watching this video are in my team. So thank you very much. So good morning, Debbie. I don't know who all I have missed here. Janet's excited to get the new catalog. Hey, Diana, good morning. I talked about Charlotte, and you can't wait to get the catalog. Kim, I forget to say hi to you. How do you play? How do you play? I'm not sure what I said about playing, Kim. I already forgot. Can you post that again? Let you know later. How do you play? Maybe she means the card swap. Kim is on my team. So, okay. So, last but not least, before we turn the camera down and get to our stamping finally, is my monthly online ordering special. So that's kind of what I showed you guys already from last month. Every month when you place an online order with me with that month's host code, which I have a new one for May, of $25 or more with the host code, you get a class kit mailed to you. If the order is $50 or more, you also get a free full accessory. The class kit is not mailed until the following month. Okay, Kim, so we can, I can send you the info on that separately, obviously, since it's a team question, but I email the info out every month. There's an RSVP link. It tells you when to mail the cards to me, how many to make and mail, and that's it. So pretty simple. So, but you might want to send me a text and remind me that I need to give you that info. Okay, so that kit is mailed the following month because I wait and see who all's ordered throughout the month, combine them all together, order the gifts, whatever it is, for those who spent over $50. And so, like, for example, this month, right now, the order for the gifts came in yesterday. One of my helpers, Landa, who cut the paper for me, got me the cards, I think Saturday or Sunday, all the papers cut. And then my other helper, who made all the thank you cards for me, thank you to Karen on that one, I needed more than I thought, so she got me the rest of those this week. So now I have all the elements, and now I need to package it up, put postage on it, and mail it. So we're shooting for, I'm hoping to mail it by Saturday. Knock on wood, but that's how it works each month. This month, we're using this stamp set, A Good Man, which is in the annual catalog. So it will be masculine themed, although maybe at least, I haven't designed them yet, but probably at least one will not use any of the male images so that it can be not masculine. Of course, you'll stamp and assemble yourself, so that means you can use the paper for whatever you want, but that will be in time to use for Father's Day if wanted. So that's why I chose that one. Oh, and if you order $150 or more, do not use the host code. When you order online, $150 or more, you automatically get Stampin' Rewards from Stampin' Up, which is free dollars to spend on stuff. So you won't get those if you put in the host code. So don't put in the host code. I will still give you my gifts and you'll get that freebie from Stampin' Up. Okay, so today I'm doing the thing where I have to take the camera off my stand, flip it around, and flip the view. And that is so that it won't be backwards for you guys. So anyway, give me a second here. I'm going to point it up to the ceiling, flip it, put it in my little stand, and then I have to position it. And I saw when I tested this yesterday, there is a weird thing where what I see in my camera screen is not what you guys see. You are seeing a lot more than what I see in on my phone screen. So anyway, so I'm trying to get that positioned properly. So I'm going to come back a little bit. And it takes a minute for me to see it on my iPad, so I'm going to let it catch up while I throw out these paper supplies that I'm going to use today. Thank you guys who said nice cards there. Okay, and what direction do I want that to go? To the left, I think. Yeah, I swear, no matter how many times I put the camera on the stand and position it and then put my scratch paper where I think it should go, it is wrong. Never fails. Okay, so for this first, I didn't even tell you what stamp set we're using. This stamp set I love. It's called Rare Blessings. It is retiring. It is one that I definitely underused, but I bought it almost immediately when it came out because of the fonts and the greetings. This day is yours, just for you. A true friend is the rarest of all blessings. It's your time to bloom. And then the flowers are really pretty as well, and there's like just a splatter image. And I believe I'm using all of the images in the 3 cards today. I forgot to say, when you share, I know I said when you share this video, you'll be entered to win this stamp set. That also includes the 3 cards I'm making today. So if y'all share the video, make sure you comment that you shared, so I will enter you in that drawing. Okay, so Rare Blessings, get it now. Look at those gorgeous fonts. So pretty and cute, etc. Okay. So for this card, we have our card base, Whisper White, 5.5 by 8.5, which is an 8. There's like cat hair everywhere here. That's an 8.5 by 11 sheet of cardstock cut in half at 5.5. Man. So I'm going to take my bone folder and fold that in half. And then this will fit into the invitation size envelope. Press really firmly here with the bone folder, not your finger. And the invitation size envelope is a standard size, so it's easy measuring if you're new to card making. Take 8.5 by 11, cut it in half. 2 cards out of 1 piece of paper. They both fit into the invitation size envelope, which of course we carry. Don't worry about that. And in case I forget to mention it, here's this month's host code to get the 4 cards using the kit to make a good man cards. Okay, so I usually do my card base and then set it aside. And then I have a piece of 4 by 5 1/4 mint macaron. And then a scrap of Whisper White that's big enough for this rectangle stitched framelit. So this one, after you die cut it out, it is basically 3 1/16. This is a little bit past 3 by 4 3/8, pretty much. Okay, so your paper needs to be a little bigger than that is the point. I always just take the die out and lay it on my trimmer with my paper and cut around it, usually if I'm just making 1 card. Now if we're cutting for a class, we measure the die and cut the paper the size of the die. Not this size, but this size. Anyway, just a little tip there. So I am going to die cut that for you just in case you don't know how to use a die cutting machine. And then I'm going to use embossing on this one. And I think I've there's one other thing I need to die cut today because it's a technique. But anyway, actually I will hold off. I'm not going to do this one since I'm going to show you how to die cut later. I'll just do the embossing now. So you guys get that. Okay, so let me grab my Big Shot, which is Stampin' Up! Is coming out with our own die cutting machine. Yay! But it won't be until sometime after our new catalog starts in June. We have no clue the date yet. So I'm still using the Big Shot, which works with all of Stampin' Up's dies and embossing folders. It works with everything we carry. And then the new machine will also work with everything we carry. So, and there's 2 new machines, by the way. One's a mini and one's a big one. So, yay! Thank you for sharing, Debbie. I forgot. Oh, Marianne says stamp set is upside down. Oh, Marianne, thank you. I forgot. The way I had to turn it, everything will be right side up to me today. So I have to remember that. Thank you. I should have read your comment a minute ago. I'll put that back on the screen in a second. But yes, today I have to turn everything right side up. Okay. Die cutting. What else do you need to know? I'm trying to think here. Oh, the new machine, we have 2, a mini and a big one. So, and they're going to be awesome, is what we've been told. And I was trying to look. Oh, Brandy. I saw Brandy come on. And Mary. Good morning, Brandy and Mary. Hey, Barbara. Thank you. Thank you, Lucinda, for saying nice cards. Okay, so this is the folder I'm using. It is retiring. It's called Layered Leaves, and it's a gorgeous folder. So if you don't have it, you want it. You just put your paper in the embossing folder, 1 layer at a time. I always insert the folded end into my machine first and don't roll it backwards. And then for this one, because it's my old one, I need 1 clear cutting pad on top. But if you buy that now, it's probably new body style, which is the blue plate that we carry. And someone had asked me if the blue plate is going to work with the new machine. So I contacted Stampin' Up! And they said it does work with the new machine, but the new one will just be a different color, but it's the same plate. So that's what the embossing folder does. It gives a lot of depth. It's really, really pretty. I'm actually using 3 embossing folders today, different ones, but I've embossed the others already. Okay. Then we already die cut this piece, and this is where we're going to stamp. So now I can hold it the right way. From Rare Blessings, we're going to stamp the flowers here in Memento Black. And then the greeting for this card is going to say, just for you. So let me grab my ink. Memento Black. So there's that stamp set. Sorry it was upside down earlier. I did forget. And there's those framelits. Okay. So Memento Black is not like our regular ink pad. So you can press nice and firmly. And I'm shaking the camera. And you can twist if you want, which you cannot do on our regular pads. And then I just kind of want this in the center of this rectangle stitched framelit. Press firmly for a few seconds and lift. So there you go. And then the greeting, I'm going to stamp. I'm going to ink that up really well. Again, because it's Memento Black. And I'm going to stamp that kind of where it fits in that blank space right there. Oh, so pretty. That's why you have to have this stamp set for the greetings alone. And I'm going to use Memento on, I think, every card today. So for this one, I'm coloring in. There are, well, not stamps, but you can use this to just add color without coloring. That's not what I'm going to do today on this one. So I'm using Stampin' Blends, which go with Memento ink. These are alcohol. This is water. That's what you want. Stays On is an alcohol-based ink, so don't use it with your Stampin' Blends. So I have Highland Heather and Mint Macaron. I'm going to use dark Highland Heather first. And I saw samples online where the centers of these flowers were yellow. And then I saw samples where they weren't. I think these are irises, right? But I'm going with simple stamping today. It's not really simple stamping, but Jennifer version of simple, where I'm only using the one color. So you can obviously color your flowers in however you want, whatever color you want. But I'm adding dark where I want my shadows, and then go over everything with light. And Stampin' Blends, even if you don't use the two colors, you can just use one, and they color so amazing. The colors don't streak and they don't build up on each other where you see a darker spot basically because you went over somewhere too long. They literally blend, as the name says, and just make everyone a professional colorer basically. Again, just use a water-based ink with them like Memento, because then that ink won't mix with this ink and blend. You don't want your black ink to blend. You want it to stand out separately. When you go over the dark, if there's areas that seem like a big splotch, basically, just keep going over it and spreading it out. And then it will blend out. And you can go back and add more dark. We have a color lifter. You can fix little tiny mistakes where you go outside of the lines, and you can also lighten up certain areas. I hardly ever use the color lifter, but you can. Just realized on my other sample I didn't color these little buds, but I'm going to do that. We can add that later, right? So quick and easy. You can get way more elaborate than what I just did. And then Mint Macaron are the two I'm going to use for the leaves. Same technique. Go put dark where the shadows would be, which I'm not like professional at this. I'm sure some of you are cringing. But I just go with the artwork from Stampin' Up. And I've learned like where things fold over, they're darker. But I'm not really good at it. But to me, it still looks good enough. Like I'm not embarrassed to share my card. And I'm using the fine point because these are smaller areas. But you can use either tip. You'll end up with the same result. So definitely on larger areas, I use the brush tip end for coloring. Stampin' Blends do bleed through the other side of your cardstock, so you don't want to, like you always want to layer your cardstock basically and have it attached to something else, and you, just in case you don't want to have another project underneath when you're coloring, because you might have it bleed onto that, especially when you're really layering and layering and layering. And also, of course, like it never bleeds through until you had something under there that you cared about. So that's my luck anyway. I'm just tracing these little stems. Okay, so there we go. Really pretty, like I said, Stampin' Blends anyone can do. And these are on the retiring list, but they're not retiring. Certain colors are, mainly the end colors that are retiring. Then those blends are retiring, like Pineapple Punch, for example. But our blends are not retiring, but in the new book, you can only buy them in the combo pack 2 for $9, light and dark. They are a consumable item because they're only $4.50 each, or $9 for 2. So when one dries out, you just buy a new one. Okay, so this card, that's pretty much it. I'm going to add this Mint Macaron sheer linen ribbon, and it is from our mini catalog, the January to June mini, and it is retiring. So if you like that ribbon, grab it now. It's while supplies last. And I'm just going to tie it in a bow. So I'm going to turn the project upside down on the table, upside down for me, and grab my little tweezers. And these are not from Stampin' Up. Everything else is, but not these. But they're from the beading, like jewelry section of the craft store. And you can pinch that ribbon where you need someone's finger so you can tie your bows and knots easily. Let me see if there's any comments. Orchids. What did I say? I forgot what I said. Something wrong. Sue, I'm glad you love layered leaves. Good morning, Ramona. Hey, Sue, good morning. Jennifer Lane, sorry. What? I'll have to read that later, Sharon. Sometimes I can't comprehend the comments if they're too long for my poor brain. Okay, so there's a pretty bow. Let me grab my scissors I've designated for ribbon. It's funny, I turned that upside down, but it actually looks better that way. So in that case, for something like this, what I do is I want the bow on the left, so I'm just going to move it over to the left because it looks better this way than this way. But I want it all the way over to the left. And I think I want it up a little higher to be centered. And then we're just going to put this on there, put it on the card base, and done. So pretty simple. The cards, in my opinion, today are pretty simple. They do involve die cutting and embossing, so they're not incredibly simple, you know, if you're a new stamper. But there's not a lot of other stuff besides that involved. And then I'm going to use Stamping Dimensionals, our little pop dots. I have sticky scissors for that because I like to cut mine in half. You don't have to. And so we want this raised up. Almost time to restock these over here. So the 4 corners, and just because of the size, I'm going to add one in the center. So I'm just going to rip that edge off. And then we'll apply this, or remove these and apply it to the card front, and that is it. That card will be finished. To make my little pile of trash here. A question that I've been getting on my team page a lot and sent to me individually is, what are we doing about the foam mat that retired and is now sold out, the Stampin' Pierce mat? And you don't need it for... I want to shift that a little bit more. You don't need it for red rubber stamps necessarily, but photopolymer, the ones that are completely see-through, we use that to place under the stamps when we stamp to get a clean image. There you go. So it's sold out, no longer available. What I am using instead, and I'll be using this in my future events and all that stuff, is the deluxe Stampin' Pierce mat. So it is foam, it's hard on top, it's plastic, so, you know, permanent inks would not rub off. You would need to take alcohol and clean it or something, but water-based inks will wipe off of it, and it will, I mean, you can stamp on it. So just a random tip there. That's what I'm doing with that. Okay, so there's our first card. What do y'all think? Look at that font. It's all about the font. Thank you, Janet. That's true, Pam. The Stamparatus comes with a foam mat, but the what's it called? The deluxe one is sold separately. So yeah, whichever you want to use, of course, is perfect. Okay, second card. This is the one I'm going to do a little technique, which I'm sure you've seen before, but I usually just don't mess with it. So we have our white card base, 4 by 5 1/4 Daffodil Delight. I mean, sorry, wrong. Crushed Curry. And then this is a 3 3/4 by 5 piece of the Ornate Garden designer paper. That's the one that's included with your Stamp-A-Stack this month. This is one of the rectangle stitched dies. Is it? No. Same dies. Anyway, it's one of them that I use. So let me just measure it and tell you. It is it's basically 1 3/4 by 3 1/8, basically. They're always a little bit off on these things. And then this one has been embossed by the sadly retiring Coastal Weave embossing folder, which I didn't realize was retiring until I pulled it out for this project, and then I looked it up, and I'm very sad about that. So get it now. It's while supplies last. But I die cut it first, then I embossed. You always die cut before you emboss. It's going to go that way. Okay, so we have that. And then a piece of Whisper White to die cut this stitched shape from. And that one is going to be, once it's die cut, it's almost 1.5 by 2 3/4. Okay. Now, we are going to die cut it again. And I'm trying to remember. I think I did. Yes, I stamped first and then I die cut. So from the stamp, there's some supplies for you. From the stamp set, I'm going to use It's Your Time to Bloom. Okay. Let me go ahead and fold this in half and get it out of the way real quick. So we're going to use It's Your Time to Bloom in Memento Black. And I'm just going to stamp it over on the left-hand side. Like usual, my head's not really in the, like I can't see very well, but not bad. There we go. Memento Black, It's Your Time to Bloom. And then I'm going to see how big I actually want this rectangle to be. And I'm going to, while doing that, you literally press and feel, and you interlock the little stitch marks back into the stitch marks that it die cut from. So it's mainly a feel thing. It's a little bit visual. I might want to move that over like one row of stitches. But I think you guys probably get the general idea. You need to feel that it's kind of locked in, because then it's not going to cut like double. And then you grab your die cutting machine and you run it through a second time. So you can shorten any of your shapes like this. I need to take this whole thing off by doing this technique. So obviously, and especially with these rectangle squares, you know, any shapes where you can fit them back together like that. So I'm going to place that on the machine. This one is, I have the magnetic cutting pad, which we have an amazing new magnetic thing coming out in the new machine. Then a cutting pad, just a clear one, and then a clean, clear cutting pad on top. So pretty cool. Again, this is not a new technique by any means, and y'all probably know this, but really I think it's the first time I've ever done it. Pretty cool. Okay, and then this is the one from the first card I made, so I can save those and have these little rectangles for something else later. Okay, so now I think we're done with the big shot for today. And then this card, again, pretty simple to put together. So on this one, I'm using the Whisper White crinkled seam binding. It is carrying over to the new catalog, which is a big yay. I'm going to attach the designer paper first with my snail, which, as y'all know, is retiring. But Stampin' Up's coming out with our own new adhesive. I'm getting so many texts and messages today. It's crazy. My watch is buzzing, buzzing, buzzing. But I always look in case y'all are texting me like, you're not live anymore or something. Tommy watching late, that's totally fine. Oh, Linda says she loves inking and using the Coastal Weave folder. That's where you put ink directly on the folder, whether it's with a sponge brayer, or you tap your pad on there and then emboss it. And that gives so much more detail when you do that. Good tip, Linda. You can do that with, of course, all of our folders. So I'm going to tie a bow with this, just like I did before. It doesn't have to be as extremely to the side, though. Let me see what your comments are here. Hey, Alice in Indiana. Good to see you. Thanks for sharing. Carol, I am so late. That's okay. We don't take attendance here. It's not required class. It's an elective now. And of course we have replay with Facebook. So there's my little bow. As you guys come on, if of course commenting gets you entered to win a prize, and then if you share, you'll be entered to win the 3 cards from today plus the Ornate Thanks stamp set. So, but comment that you shared when you do that, so that you'll be so that I'll know you shared and enter you. So I think my bow is in a good position, so I'm going to go ahead and attach this to my card base. Had a weird thing there, it ripped my paper a little bit. I'm using crushed curry, by the way, which I know I said already, but this is actually Bumblebee, which is a new in color. So we can order that soon. Yay! Well, I have the paper coming, but we can't order the ink pads quite yet. So I'm tucking that under the ribbon, that little rectangle. And then just grab my Stampin' Dimensionals here. Rip these little edges apart. And then cut these, or cut this one, I should say. I actually love the edges because no scissors for me most of the time. I just rip them off. Love it. Might be nice if we just had strips of edges as a sold that way. Haha. Okay, so this is about to be, and I did center that. Could have gone to the side though. That's the card. Nice and simple. Doesn't that greeting though go really well with the flowers, like the designer paper, I should say. It's your time to bloom. Got Mother's Day cards out. Good, Tommy. And thank you for using some of my ideas. That's awesome. Thanks for sharing, Carol and Janet. Cool. Okay, so we have one more card to go. This one is my favorite, I think. We're going to use Petal Pink and Memento Black. Did I not pre-die cut that? Goodness. I don't know why. I'm just going to die cut this off screen real quick. So we have our card base. We have 4 by 5 1/4 Petal Pink, which has been embossed with the tufted embossing folder, which is not retiring, thank goodness. Love that one. And I'm going to use this retiring silver thread, silver metallic thread, which also comes in rose, which is also retiring. And then for this card, I have 3 stamped images. That splatter, this other small flower, and a true friend is the rarest blessing of all. I don't know why I didn't pre-die cut this. There's no reason, so I'm just going to die cut it off screen real quick, just to save you guys a second. But who knows what I was thinking. I know I was in a hurry when I made these. When I make the cards. I also cut the stuff and pre-emboss and all that, so who knows where my brain was. And I had an extra paper there just in case I mess up and have to do it again. This one is a little, it's not difficult, but it's got some aligning. So this is the almost 2 1/4 by 3 5/8 rectangle. And that's Whisper White, of course. I'm assuming y'all know my white is Whisper White, Stampin' Up's amazing white cardstock. So I'm going to do my card base and set it aside. And set this one aside. And just do our quick little stamping. So for this one, I put the greeting in the center in Memento Black. Again, I have to get my head where I can almost be on top of it. And then added the flower, this other pretty little flower, in the 2 corners. Like that. And then this splatter image just on top of the greeting. in Petal Pink. And then I am going to color those flowers in. This ribbon for this card also, and this one. Okay, I'm going to color the flowers in with Petal Pink and Mossy Meadow Stampin' Blends. Super quick coloring here. Blends make everything awesome and amazing because they color so good. As long as you can stay inside the lines, you can do Stampin' Blends. You may need readers to stay inside the lines if you're like me, which I forgot to bring over here, but that's another story. But besides that, you'll probably be good. They just give such a smooth, I forgot to show that earlier, how I said they bleed through, but I didn't show it. Anyway, they just give such a smooth image, and you can literally go over the paper as many times as you want, and it won't tear down your paper, break it down, because it's alcohol, not water. They do dry out fast because of that, so you need to put the lid back on as soon as you're done coloring with Stampin' Blends to keep them, or to make them last as long as possible. Here's my dark Mossy Meadow, which I have found with these. We had a failed version of these a few years ago. I have found with the new ones, mine last really long. Like even when using them in classes and all that stuff, they last very long. But eventually they do dry out and need to be replaced. They're not, ours are not refillable. And they, what was I going to say? Oh, the lightest colors, the very lightest, like Petal Pink is the main one for me. They do need to be repurchased more often. The darker ones tend to last a lot longer. But alcohol evaporates just like a Sharpie. Sharpies are also alcohol-based markers. So just like if you leave the lid off a Sharpie for 5 seconds and it dries out, it takes longer than that, but similar effect there. Okay. So there's our pieces. Let's put it together. I'm going to tie another bow. Whisper White crinkled seam binding. See how y'all are doing. We saw the bleed through when you're, putting dimensionals. Of course, Janet. I don't always think about everything. Don't think it through. But when I was coloring that other one, I was thinking, flip it over. Like, you know how you think things in your head, and then I didn't follow through and do it. So that's why I was thinking I didn't show it, but she is correct. Another bow here. Basically, all 3 cards had the same bow today. And then when I pick, or when Isabel helps me draw the winner for whoever wins the cards, well, right when this video is over, basically, I separate the good card from the bad card. So whichever looks better out of the one I made before or during the video is the one we set aside for the drawing. So the bow's going to be on the left. Just want that kind of in the center. And then let me go ahead and attach this down. Trying to think of something. There was something I saw sold out this morning. Not what I'm using, I don't think, that I was like surprised about to mention to you guys, but I can't remember, so whatever. Yes. So dimensionals, just throw one in the center. And grab these 2. Oh wait, I forgot. This is going to have dimensionals, but first, let me put these back. I need to add this thread on here. So I have this piece. I want the thread to be up here in the top right hand corner, so I'm going to put snail adhesive in that corner and then untape this. So this is, I think, the only thing I've ever done with this thread is wrap it around my fingers. I do 2 fingers a few times and then 3 fingers. Sometimes I do 4 fingers depending on how large the image that I'm attaching to is. Then trim that off. But I learned that actually from Marianne, to do 2 fingers, then 3 or 4 to get multiple size circles. And you have these little circles, and you smush your thread or twine or whatever you're using, baker's twine, whatever, into it. And that's it. Ooh, y'all, my dogs just went off. And then I'm going to put the dimensionals on top of it, help it stay put. Okay, so that's how you do that. So for today's video, because I had to physically flip the phone around to show the stamping part, I'm not going to be putting it back up on my face right here at the end, just FYI, which, not that you're concerned, but I usually do that, so I can't do that today. I mean, I can, but you don't want to sit through me flipping it. So I'll be saying goodbye from down here. But there's that card. Last one for today. Dog alarm. Yes, Pam. I mean, there's a noise outside. We don't know what it is. Thank you, Tommy. Yes, Mary Ann's tip. Mary Beth. Every time you guys are together, Mary Beth and Mary Ann, my tongue gets tied even more than normal. But Mary Beth is correct. Mary Ann's tip is awesome. 2 fingers. I always, in my class instructions, it usually says 2 times 2, 3 times 3. 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. I think I did more than that today, but anyway, that's how we, in my classes anyway, remember it. 2 fingers twice, 3 fingers 3 times, depending on what you're doing. So here are the 3 cards we made today. Thank you guys very much for watching, as always. Thanks for commenting, thanks for sharing, thanks for your orders, thanks for being a demonstrator, thanks for keeping yourself safe. Those of you who I miss saying hi to, I apologize. I always get, yeah, Mary Beth, it really happens. And it's all, you know, I'm always tongue-tied anyway, so it's like, anyway, I appreciate you for helping support me and my business. So thank you guys very much. Hope you have a great day and week. And it is just the beginning of May, so I hope you have a great May here in Texas. They're slowly opening things back up, and testing how that's going. So, you know, hopefully wherever you are, things are going well. Honestly, so far we're so good in Texas, but we'll see if we have another spike in, you know, what's the word? People being diagnosed and all that stuff. But anyway, either way, yes, Barbara, have a great day and a great week, and I will see y'all next Thursday. That's where I was going. And thank you very much. Bye.